Hello and welcome. My name is Peter Mutunga, a student at Aga Khan University, IIT Dar es Salaam. I'm doing a Master of Education, Leadership and Management. Today I want us to discuss an exciting topic and a rather thorny issue in the society. We're talking about gender-based biasness in the appointment of teachers into leadership positions. By the end of this session, I'm imagining a situation whereby we are going to learn, whereby we are going to unlearn, and whereby we are going to relearn, so that the society becomes better. Gender stereotypes and prejudice towards female leaders contributes a lot to the underrepresentation of women in leadership roles, according to Bosak and Skesny 2011. This hypothesis is affirmed by a study that I carried out between the 20th and 27th of May this year, 2021. And it aimed at establishing why it is that males take up the lion's share of the leadership positions, yet even in our schools, sometimes the ladies are more than the men. This research was carried out in a secondary school in the eastern region of Kenya. And in this school, I established that it has 20 female teachers and 18 male teachers. The leadership positions in this school include that of the principal, deputy principal, senior master, heads of departments, class teachers, just to name but a few. But the representation of teachers in these positions is predominantly male. The survey was aimed at answering the question why the male teachers dominated the appointments, and your guess is as good as mine that this leadership of this institution is still held by the myths that it's the men that should be in the leadership positions. It is the men that should be in the cockpit steering this plane. A quantitative data collection approach was used, whereby I formulated the virtual questionnaire and sent it to the 20 female teachers to establish their views and feelings about their underrepresentation. The findings resonated with the hypothesis that appointments into leadership positions in the school are skewed towards the male gender. The findings here were that 100% of the female teachers indicated that if given an opportunity to lead, they would gladly take it. 86.7% of these respondents indicated that they were as qualified as their male counterparts who are holding the leadership positions. You can see the chart below. This is 100% representation of the females in the school who feel that if they were given a chance, they would just take it up and lead. And look at this chart. The blue is a whole 86.7% of female teachers who are as qualified as the male teachers, yet the leadership positions are not there for them. They are denied. Although in question 3, a whole 80% of the respondents agreed that there were some female teachers in leadership positions. Here, a few positions here and there are thrown to the female teachers, but it's just a way of hoodwinking them. The whole chunk is denied. 50% of the respondents in the ensuing question disagreed with the suggestion that both males and females were treated equally when it came to sharing of leadership opportunities. 18.8 strongly disagreed with the statement, giving a total of 68.8% negativity cumulatively. I've taken 50% plus 18.8%. There was glaring unfairness. Any person with such kind of data can easily conclude that the unfairness in this institution is very high towards the female gender. The chart is here. 80% of the ladies indicate that, yeah, a few of us have some positions here and there. Is it enough? Of course not. The answer is simply the unfairness is as open as anyone can see. In the school leadership, this is a question that I posed. Equal opportunities are given to both ladies and gentlemen. Is that true? Crimson here, 50% disagrees. Blue, 18.8 strongly disagree. Cumulate, 68.8% negativity. The unfairness in the institution is glaring, like it has been noted higher, previously. Let me take you back to that slide. A whole 87.6% of the female teachers strongly agreed with the assertion that they consider themselves being capable of leading. I'll take you back to slide, to the second slide, where I talked about 100% of the ladies in this institution willing to take up position if it were given to them. 87.6% have that intrinsic motivation. They would really wish to take it, but the ground is very rough. The ground is very rough for them to manage taking up those positions. The meaning deduced from the above percentage in responses is that the female teachers are qualified and willing, or rather motivated, to take up leadership roles, but there's a glass limit that is curtailing them. It is here, as you can see, strongly agreeing that they are able is a whole 81.3%. Agreeing is 6.3%. Cumulate, we are at 87% of ladies, or rather female teachers, who feel qualified, and apart from being qualified, they still are motivated enough to take up these roles, but the roles have been denied to them. To summarize the survey, I asked the respondents if they found the distribution of leadership opportunities fair and justifiable. The responses were to the effect that the appointment procedure was unfair to the female teachers. 75% of the respondents disagreed with the statement that appointments were fair and justifiable. This was made up of 32% strongly disagreeing and 2.5% disagreeing. This all is disagreeing. So apparently the chorus, or the refrain that we are repeating over and over in this report or advocacy, is that the appointment to leadership positions in our schools is still not equitable. We still do not have justice to both male and females. The recommendations here that I gave were that the school leadership needs to be taken through a sensitization workshop to inculcate in them the value of being fair when appointing teachers to leadership positions. What do I mean here? We need to remove from our mindsets as leaders the us against them, men against women, females against males. We need to get into a situation whereby we look at team teachers as colleagues and award positions depending on qualifications. The BOM of this institution is supposed to also ensure a strict adherence to the law, which strictly spells out affirmative action. Not more than 2/3 of members of any administrative body should be of the same gender. If we adopted that, my take is that the teacher motivation in this institution and in our schools at large is going to be raised. The school performance will also rise, and it would be a precursor to the female teachers that the glass limit is breakable and equality is possible. Thank you very much for listening to me. I bet by the end of this session, we have learned, we have unlearned, and we have relearned. Thank you very much for listening.